With this month's expectation. I mean, really, we all knew how this movie was going to turn out. Hollywood cliche crap, and that's what it was. An extremely large budget, obviously awesome special effects, mixed with absolutely horrible story and dialogue. And the story, I mean, I feel bad that they even tried to have a story, because it just falls apart repeatedly. It's directed by Roland Emmerich. He is to disaster movies as Michael Bay is to action movies. Really, he's directed, but he's actually, Independence Day I do like. I don't think it's a bad film. It's actually pretty entertaining. It's, you know, it's a lot smarter than this, obviously, and The Patriot, which used to be one of my favorite movies as a kid growing up, and I really loved that movie. He directed Day After Tomorrow. The Day After Tomorrow was okay. He directed 10,000 BC. It was just horrible. And then it comes to this. It's an okay movie. It's really very bland. The trailer came out about a year ago. It was the teaser trailer with the Chinese people ringing the bell, then the giant wave comes and hits them all. And I really thought that they were going to go more into the whole, you know, Mayan calendar and the whole Nostradamus theory of 2012 and all that stuff, which I actually really wanted. Then when I went home that day and checked on IMDb, it was directed by Roland Emmerich, I was like, never mind. That's what I had in mind. That's what the movie was after I figured out he was directing it and nothing else. I really did think they were going to try to do that, which they do try to do at parts, and they almost make it seem like find out the truth or something like that, and they really do not. It's a big promise they make that they never fulfill. It is all, do not get me wrong, this movie has nothing in there of substance. There's maybe those 20 minutes with Woody Harrelson's character. He does steal the show. Woody Harrelson does a fantastic job. There's also John Cusack in there, and then Danny Glover as the courageous and selfless president. And really, the disaster scenes are cool. Back to what I was saying about Woody Harrelson's character, they try to offer some background on the whole 2012 thing, and it starts out pretty much a countdown with a very, very extremely long intro, pre-title sequence, counting down from like 2010, or 2009, 2010, 2011, which comes back into play later on in the movie. This movie does do a good job of showing that these high-pressure, disaster, end-of-the-world situations would weed out the true douchey people and just how douchey people are. I mean, in the face, you know that you have like a couple hours until the world's just completely done, and you still don't care about anybody else. It's only you, only care about your life, and there's no peace to it all. There's no people accepting their deaths and just being with one another. No, everybody is still such an asshole, and no one cares. If you're below them, they think you deserve to die, and that's the kind of part of the movie I did enjoy. But when they weren't doing that, they were giving those heartfelt speeches that are so Hollywood cliche. We've seen them in every disaster movie where either the president or one of the main characters or some other people just comes up and just starts talking about how this is going to be our finest hour. Or actually, in this movie, Danny Glover just gets on there and he just gets up, you're all and that's it. Then he just gets down, and all the people in Las Vegas are just like, Oh, yeah, so the movie, it does have those cliche speeches in there, and there's all those cliche things, all the last-ditch efforts that makes them live, and you think they're dead, but no, last second the hand comes up, and they can pull themselves out, and they're alive. And the dumbest part of this movie, other than many other things that are kind of those G.I. Joe funny moments, so bad they're funny, like, either this movie has the most coincidental ironies ever, or the writers are that stupid that they thought it would work in the movie, and sadly it's probably the second one, is that every single time a character mentions something, or something's mentioned on TV, something to explain that or ironic will happen. Like, they're standing in the grocery store. I think they're like holding hands or something, and they're like, I feel like there's something between us, or something splitting us apart. And right as it happens, like a crack, there's an earthquake just comes and splits the supermarket in two, and they're dividing. I'm like, oh. Or and she'll be like, oh yeah, this dude, he just died. As soon as they turn on the TV, it comes the exact sentence that they need to hear. I mean, that's just nitpicky stuff. Well, that TV thing, I guess, was kind of nitpicky, but some of the other things are just really stupid. Like, we didn't need it. It's kind of like, dude, remember that time I had to take a massive shit? I'll be right back. It's also extremely long at 158 minutes, which was over 2.5 hours, and it's not even a good 2.5 hours. Like, a lot of out-of-place humor, like, seriously, the world's crashing down around them, and they're driving, trying to get away, and in front of them there's two old ladies just like, how long do those legs, dear? And I'm not going to tell you what happens, because what happens to those ladies, like 10 seconds later, is even just hysterically dumb. And then there's Woody Harrelson, like, he's on top of a mountain, it's all world just blowing up and super volcanoes exploding everywhere, and it's all dramatic, and he's like, this is the end, it's all coming down, this is the last day of humanity. And then there's a shot close up of his butt crack, and we didn't need that, and it's really straight to work, very, very well spent, and because it does look awesome. And then you'll laugh at how stupid some things are, like a fat guy falling in slow-mo. Yes, so really, I'll give this movie a 6 out of 10. I was like 5, 5.5, 6. But, you know, for the cool disaster scenes, which do grab your attention, like, pretty much Los Angeles sinking kind of was really awesome. So, yeah, if you're into the disaster movies, it will probably freak you out a little bit. Like, if you're into the whole 2012 thing, but it does make a big joke out of it. So don't go into anything serious. It's all entertainment. That's what it is. It is nothing more. It's nothing religious, anything. But I wouldn't recommend it. I'd still probably better off going and seeing Christmas Carol or Men in Stare at Goats, or if you have it around you, Fantastic Mr. Fox, because this is not worth it. Or Rent Up, because it's not worth the price of a ticket. But if you were planning on seeing it, I guess just do it anyway. See you guys. So anyway, you know that as soon as they land in Africa and try to like repopulate, because they're heading for Africa, you know as soon as they get on there, some dude, some asshole is just going to pull out a gun and be like, this is my land. Get off. So that's what they should probably have like a douchebag test before they land, have every person on the boat, the Ark, take it, and if they score lower than a 70, shoot them on sight, because they will ruin everything. Be like, oh, dude, Johnson got a 66, huh?